Let's go, baby. Welcome to the Athletes and Assets podcast. I'm your host, Noah Lack, and I bring on elite athletes to chat about a business topic. Whether it's venture capital, retail, sales, crypto, your favorite athletes know a lot more about business than you think. But how would you know that from just watching mainstream media? You're going to learn a topic of business here, but you're also going to learn a lot about the athletes themselves. Tune in. Please like, subscribe, give us a follow, because we're bringing the heat. Let's get it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Smith and the Cardinals have won.
Cheers to that.
It's potent too. 126.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Push it in.
120. I felt all 126 of that. So if you're a basketball coach or trainer looking to connect with new clients, U-Trade is here to help you manage your business and reach a wider audience. Best of all, it's completely free to use. Simply create a profile, list your services, post pins, and share your free booking website link. You can set your own rates and schedule, right? And use U-Trade to communicate with clients, manage appointments, handle refunds, collect payments automatically. I mean, why are you waiting? Join U-Train today for free and start reaching new clients. It's U-Train, U-T-R-A-I-N. Download today in the App Store and Google Play. Let's get it. Let's go, baby! This is another episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast. I'm joined by my guy, Russ Smith, two-time All-American, NCAA national champion at Louisville, a professional basketball player who's had stints in the NBA, but right now he is chilling in Italy. Well, not chilling, he's hooping in Italy for Nardo Pallacanestro. Russ, thank you so much for joining the pod, brother. But we go right into it. We skip the small talk and we go right into it. Right? So you're out here in Italy, you're right now talking to me, and I don't know what kind of, enhanced Wi-Fi bar they gave you, but right now your Wi-Fi is looking pretty good. So,
Solid.
Solid. I appreciate that. I got to see what you know, man. You're in the bourbon industry, but, Italy, it's all about the vino. Do you know how to say, may I have a glass of wine in Italian?
So I go... wow! I'm on the spot. So if I want white wine, I'll go Bianco Vino, por favor. I'll say that, and then they get it.
Damn, good stuff. Good.
It's a little song.
For all the international athletes, I got a test that they're actually picking up the language. When I was in Italy, we couldn't stop saying prego. Everyone would say prego with everything.
Yeah. It's like here, welcome. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's a lot of little meanings. I've been picking up.
Facts. It's like hi, goodbye, hello.
Yeah.
So we're out there, prego. For everything. And then the other one for me is basta. It means stop in Italian.
Basta.
Basta.
I never got a chance to use that word too much. Always going. Yeah, keep pouring me up.
Never basta for you.
No basta for me. You just taught me a new word.
For sure. Hey, that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for. But man, I am so excited we got this going, man, because you're still playing, but you also are quite the entrepreneur with in the spirits industry, founding Mr. and Mrs Bourbon Company. The early theme when doing my research, it feels like, man, that Louisville alumni, that was such a good part of your experience, particularly because your freshman year, it's hard to imagine this, but you didn't play that much your freshman year. And so, what I think that might have helped with was expanding your palate in different things.
What's so crazy about this whole the whole story with me being at Louisville is that I had no idea I would be playing professionally. I thought I was gonna come into school and learn under Rick and just be around some great coaches, and then maybe get into what I wanted to do off the court, which is TV. Entertainment, maybe some journalism, because I was a comm major. I really wanted to do psych. But my freshman year, it was just a blessing to be around the team, be around basketball. I was injured more than half of the year anyway, but I made so much friends. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. And I was just happy to be on a college campus, a big school. Louisville was the big school I had. I kind of lied to coach about some offers to get in, and it ended up working. So I was just like the oddball out, but I kind of made it work. And I didn't really start getting into bourbon or whiskey, surprisingly, until I finished school. And after that, here we are today.
Man, thank God you lied about that Kentucky offer. Shit.
I told him I had everything. I was like, yeah, I got this school, I got that school. But the numbers was backing it up, because I'm leading New York in scoring, getting 30 a game and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe I could get away with this. And but the guys fell in love with me though, and the rest is history.
So they probably went on like 24/7 or ESPN recruiting, and like they didn't see the offers, but they're like, if he's averaging 20-30, like maybe
he's right. Maybe he's right. So it was wild. No, I had like the no person avatar on all the ESPN, the Rivals, the Scout.coms. I had like no avatar, 1 star, unranked. It was bad for me. It was bad for me.
Yeah, no, that is I didn't know that. That's pretty funny. And I know like this is gonna sound as a joke, but like, because you didn't play that much early on, you had a chance to get outside, right? Like Louisville's a party town.
Yeah,
I was outside. Yeah, I can relate. and it may be a little bit about why I'm in a seat doing a podcast instead of having my hoop shoes on. But I was outside. There's beer, there's tequila, there's vodka, there's wine. You have gone with bourbon. Like, was this something you said you got into it after college, but you didn't get no way you got exposed to it during college, right? Or did you?
You see, now here's the crazy part. Like, with bourbon and whiskey, it's different. Like, you have a lot of your commercial bourbon or whiskey. So, and I'm not taking anything away from these big brands. So you have Jack Daniels, which is a staple brand. It's a whiskey. You have a staple brand like maybe a Wild Turkey, or you have just stuff like that's on the shelf. But in college, I wasn't drinking that. I'm from New York, the Mecca, and
right.
It's more entertainment spirit. So, and that's why I like to call them. So, an entertainment spirit, stuff that are in clubs or bars that like our influencers probably consume. It's more
Rosé, Hennessy,
right? Cognacs, your tequila, Patrons, vodka Goose or Syrahs, flavored Syrahs. And
none of those are bad options.
None of those are bad. They all gonna take you to where you need to get to if you do it the right way. None of those are
exactly.
None of those are bad. But for me, after 4 years or whatever, and then after what we did at school, which was amazing, I got a chance to meet a lot of the boosters or the supporters or the donors or the people that were a part of the community in Kentucky, not even Louisville, just in Kentucky. And a lot of these guys were in big companies or had their own or were in distribution or were in wholesale or retail, all behind the scenes. And they're pulling out all types of bourbon that you're never going to see in stores. And I'm like, wait, what's this? Like, what's this whole industry that's behind me that I've always wanted to kind of gravitate myself towards, which is the entertainment place. And next thing you know, I'm trying, $1,000 bottles of bourbon consistently. And
wow,
the whole market and the whole industry just grew on me.
I'm just curious, what was Pitino's reaction when he found out you were starting a bourbon company?
Man, he was like, "Is this yours?" He wanted to make sure it was mine. He was like, "What are you doing this?" He's like, "You should do a vodka." He's like, because he's a vodka guy.
He's a vodka guy?
Yeah, Coach loves vodka. Then I was like, maybe next time for you. Maybe next time. But he was happy for me. He was really happy for me. I sent him the whole collection. And he gave me a shout out, gave me a couple posts. I didn't ask him for it, and it was dope. Like that was
shit. I would have.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm trying to get the anything Pitino stamps. People are gonna see what it is.
Oh, of course, and it was so organic. That's what I love about our relationship too. Like it's hella organic, and he does things out of the kindness of his heart, and that was amazing. You know, I had hella people calling me after he hit him with the post.
All right, I got a Rick Pitino story for you. Surprisingly, so Rick Pitino came and spoke to our team after practice one day. He watched our practice and he came and spoke to the team. And this is Rick Pitino after the Drake lyric. You know, Rick Pitino, I take him to and casinos.
In casinos,
And so there was this I feel like this kind of aura of like a man, he just came back from Greece type stuff. And it's like, okay, he's back. So he's giving us a speech. The theme is, he basically was trying to say we look more talented than some Final Four teams he's been a part of, and we just need to harness the talent. But there was one moment that was particularly, I would never forget this for the rest of my life. He's intense, as you know.
Right.
We're all dead silent. He asked the team, he's talking blah blah blah, and he's intense. And he asked the team, raise your hand if you want to play in the NBA. And I know guys on our team did, and no one raised their hand because they were scared. And Rick was like, no, seriously. No. He's like, he asked again, no, seriously, seriously. Who in here wants to play in the NBA? No one raised their hand. He asked a third time, like, raise your hand, like, who in here wants to play in the NBA? 2-3 guys start going like this. And Rick goes, put your fucking hand down. None of you guys are fucking playing the NBA. Put your fucking hand down. None of y'all playing in the NBA. And he just went off because it was like, he's like, it was bait. He's like, y'all ain't playing hard enough. Like, y'all don't do this hard enough.
Yeah, that's a part of it. Yo, we had so many moments like that in practice. Like, it would be crazy. Like, I think, you know, we had Peyton, we had Trez, we had Gorgie. And for Gorgie, it was like, son, if you're going to let people keep posting you up, you're never going to play. You know, Peyton, you're 5 feet. You keep turning the ball over. Nobody cares if you could dunk. You know, Russ, you just want to shoot. You're not going to ever give, you know, he's chopping you down. And then, you know, it's like, he knows, so what can you do? But I got so many Pitino stories, like I don't even know where to start.
That was my one Pitino story I will never forget. That was like the funniest thing ever, man.
I can see it now. Like he just baiting y'all, like just waiting for that one person to put their damn hand up so he could go ham.
He was waiting. He was totally calm, and then bam, and I was like, you know what I mean? But man, I think we got to get to it, man, because I'm staring at something right now and I can't take my eyes off of it. We brought the bottles to the pod.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We have the Black Label. Am I right? Can you describe what I'm holding right now?
So right now you have the Black Oak Tree label. That's a part of the new collection. It's a single barrel collection. Rye whiskey. I think it's at 126 proof. And just high rye bill, barley, and it's just really sweet. A sugar bomb, strong. I can't remember the actual the mash bill that's on there, but I think it's almost 68% rye, if I'm not mistaken.
Is there somewhere I could find that on the bottle, or is that just?
I have it in one of my files, but it's a pretty nice bill. I'm not gonna lie.
So you are the head honcho of Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon Company, starting your own bourbon brand. The packaging, it was really classy packaging. I got a little excited and it took the first wrapper off, but you have the cork just pops off. And Russ, you don't mind if I pour me up some real quick?
Nah, you better pour yourself up. Okay. Yeah, excuse me. I'm already Pour it up.
You got a head start. But I'm gonna take my my first sips here on the pod. Now I'm spilling all over the studio. Apologies.
So what I would do is first, I would definitely nose it first. You know, see what kind of see the aura you get, see what notes you get. Because it's gonna.
What is a note? What is a note?
For me, what is a note? So the note would be maybe like a flavor profile or something. So it may be something that your senses or your taste buds kind of gravitate towards. So when I pick out all of my products, all of my spirits, my taste buds gravitate towards like sweet notes, floral notes, pastry notes. So in that particular label, I get burnt caramel, I get sugar, and I get brown sugar at that, burnt caramel and cinnamon.
Yeah.
So that right there is a really potent flavor note, especially since it's a single barrel.
It was hard for, like, first of all, smells delicious. When I'm smelling it, it's hard for me to externalize everything that's going, everything that I'm feeling. When you said the cinnamon, the brown sugar, boom, it clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was almost like it should have been obvious.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you've had a lot of these. It seems like you are a sommelier at this point.
I would say I could blind out almost all of my products. So I know with my products, I'm pretty good. I'm stout when it comes to all of my products. And I just know what I like. So like it's like the one I'm sipping on now is caramel, butterscotch, those kind of notes. And it's like that's where I gravitate towards. But you might pick up something different. You might pick up something different.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Try to clink.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to hit the camera, but let me see.
It's potent too. 126.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Push it. 120. I felt all 126 of that.
See, I got a little 90 proof right here, so I'm chilling. Yeah, Yeah. I told you before. That right there, you're gonna be now. You're up. You're dating started.
Now my day is now. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll.
You ready to roll now?
Oh my goodness! Really nice taste, big punch. Can you show us the other labels that you have? So this is the black label. What else do you have?
So right now on me, I got the white label. That's the same collection you got. So that's 100 proof. This white label I have is a wheat. It's a wheated collection. So this one here is about I think it's 62 corn, 28% wheat, and then the rest is like malted barley. And then I have this one here, which is the red label. That is the cash strength version of this white oak tree label right here. 122 proof wheat, same mash bill. And then what I'm drinking on is my Blueface label. That's about 68% corn, bourbon, and then 21% rye, and then the rest is barley. One's really nice too. That's our base product. But the one you got is that retails for I think 150 to 200. And for high proof points, a lot of the bourbon guys, that's what they go for. They go for the 110s, the 120s. So you have a really stout product right there.
Hey, brother, if your bourbons was a set of golf clubs, I think this is the driver. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
You sipping on like the 5-wood. I'm on the driver right now, man. This is my goodness.
I'm more on the course. I'm more of a putter, so this is kind of my speed. But when I want to have some fun, when I want to crank open some, when I want to crack some eggs, because I ain't that good at golf, so I'll pop open that 120, some 115, some higher proof stuff.
And for those who, like, on a very basic level, I'd love to like start simple and build up here. What is the fundamental difference between like whiskey and bourbon?
Yeah, so bourbon has to be, at the very simple level, 51% corn, at least.
Like literally like corn that comes off corn off the cob?
Yeah, like the grain, the corn grain. Yep. So literally 51. Yep. 51% corn. Yep. And that's at the bare minimum. And then if it's not 51% corn, if you have corn that's the bill might be 32% corn. Like I think that's like that rye that you have over there. I think that one has 32% corn, or something. Then that's like 58% rye. So then it's a whiskey. If it has more than 51%, and any other thing, it's a whiskey.
And does that difference in composition does that make for like two totally different business verticals, or like whiskey and bourbon, or like kind of you sell it the same way? It's the same group of people.
It's very different. You get a lot of people who drink rye, and you get a lot of people who go for bourbon. So like the rye market is different, but who does a good job with rye is he's the owner of Willett, and he's my good friend. Willett is one of the biggest companies out there. He does a really good job with his ryes. And this blue label that I got right here, it's a bourbon, but it's a high rye mash bill. So after bourbon, 51%, then the next biggest ingredient in my bill would be rye at 21%. And so, but also I have these two guys, the other ones, this red and then this white label, which are wheated products, but it's a bourbon, 51% bourbon, but 28% wheat. And wheats are more of the savory in the industry. Like wheats are normally sweet, approachable, and just really tasty.
Yeah. And you started like the name Mr. and Mrs. Obviously Mr. is from your name, right? Mr. Smith, but then the Mrs. part seems more for interpretation. Can you expand on, the origin of the name?
So the message for me is as simple as everything that I fell in love with as a founder. So it's like if you had a boat, that would be, it would be her to you. It would be a she to you. That's yours, your boat. So for me, that's my missus. And I'm a social person. I like being social, and ain't nothing better than sharing a drink that's your spirit with everyone else. And I'm hands-on with the product, and I don't think nobody else can say that as an athlete that's doing what I'm doing in the space. And as far as the name goes, I stand behind it. I stand behind the product, and I only find quality, and that's what I decided to put in the bottle. I could have easily put anything else in there, but when you put your name on something, it has to be quality.
It has to be quality. And I love the branding, by the way, which I want to come back to. But you alluded to a point that I definitely wanted to cover. There's tons of athletes out here that have their name on bottles of alcohol. I've heard from many people, it is rare that you are involved in every aspect of this journey right here, from the creation to the supply chain logistics to selling to marketing. Your involvement with this is unique. Can you just talk about like sort of this is really, I mean, it's not a question. This is really you.
This is really me. This is from the labeling to the design to the distribution strategy to marketing, to the actual mash bills, to picking the product out, to unit economics, to whatever you want to do. This is all me. But also, I don't want to take credit saying it's all me. I have a lovely lady who helps me with all of this stuff. Also bringing Sean on. Sean has been great, and he adds a totally different dynamic to what we're trying to do. And then my basketball agent, who's also he's the bourbon aficionado. He's Mr. Whiskey. That's my guy, Joe. He gives his puts his fine touch on what we're trying to do. And the team is really small. And from that, with me having the vision since, I guess 8 years ago, I've just been trying to see everything through. But I understand the importance of building and the foundation part. Like, you cannot skip any steps. And then with bourbon and the liquor industry, it's such an industry. Gatekeeping sounds bad, but it's such an industry that's hard to get into or break.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that when you want to start out and do something, the most important thing is to get earn the respect of your peers, right? Like, they might not like you. I'm not saying everyone likes the person you are. Like, that's not the the goal is not to have everyone like you, but the goal is to make people respect you. And if they like you along the way, then that's a plus. And I think, for me personally, selfishly, I think I did a fine job of not only being liked in the industry, because I've been a part of other brands. I've collaborated with other brands, and I've always been that person to show love. And in return, these guys have not only respected me, but helped me along the way, and it's just been a wonderful thing, just thinking through. Like, think about how many companies are in Kentucky. You have Evan Hill, you have Brown Foreman, you have Wheeler, you have Four Roses, you have Jim Beam.
Yes.
you have Buffalo
Bourbon
Trace.
Central.
Yeah, so you can. It's crazy, and a lot of these guys were really in the industry was giving handing out the olive branch, so it was dope.
Man, and it's like it feels like the spirits industry, from a casual's perspective, the way to make headway is just have the biggest name and do some amazing marketing. And so that's why these guys, I think a lot of these guys feel like they can put their names on bottles and think they will sell. But you mentioned something, you beat me to the punch here. You can't skip steps to build something.
But respectfully though, right? But respectfully, you take a guy like Curry, Steph Curry. He's gonna sell regardless of whatever he does, right? It could be, you take a guy, maybe Derek Jeter, I don't know, or The Rock, right? Those guys are gonna sell. But what they're doing is different than what I'm doing. My goal is to have a brand. So a brand that, for 100 years down the line, somebody can, go into the store and go, oh, I know the Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon company, and then there's a backstory to that. Like, there's a lot of athletes that maybe put their name, I don't know what they're doing, but there's a lot of athletes or celebrities that put their names on products because they can sell. And I think that's totally different from having a brand.
Yes.
And then selling
you're building a brand. You're trying to make this bigger than yourself.
Right.
And your teammate your former teammate Luke Hancock said, everyone will buy the bottle once, but where the brand has value is that they come back and buy it again. Because then it's not about Russ Smith. Mm-hmm. It's about in 4 and 5, and it's about the brand, right? And so I appreciate, the difference is clear here.
Yep. And that's one of the reasons too, because that I'm so hands-on in the liquor industry, because I want to be that person where when basketball is over, maybe my boy Donovan calls me, yo, Russ, I want to do a tequila. Maybe my boy Spencer Dinwiddie calls me like, yo, I want to do this, or and I have a lot of homies that are playing pros and they're in NFL or even in music. My cousin's Tiana Taylor. Maybe she calls me and goes, oh, I want to do a vodka. Like, can you help me? And I want to be that connecting point to a lot of people in that entertainment market or athlete space that maybe they don't have to jump through hoops, because I know how to get a company off the ground. I understand distribution. I understand all of the stuff that the big boys understand. But I'm pretty accessible when it comes to that.
Russ, can you share the process from creation to getting in the store? So first off, it starts somewhere in Kentucky, right? Someone is crafting the bourbon. And then, it's stored in barrels, right?
Yeah. Yep. Barrels and rick houses. Yep. So
Called a barrel rick. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yep. So what we do is we'll go, okay, maybe we want to put 1,000 bottles on the market. I don't know. So we'll pop open, go to the rick house, get those barrels, take it to the facility, pop open the barrels, dump it, and depending on what proof point we want it, because like I said earlier, cash shrimp is right out the barrel. Cash shrimp is uncut, so maybe we want to keep it at 122 when it's out the barrel. Maybe we want to shave it down to 90 proof or 100 proof. So we'll do that part, and then that's the one part that's working for us. The other side is the actual labeling. So we have to make sure that our labels get COLA approval. Then we have to make sure we have our barcodes on the label. We have to have our corks. And now, trust me, getting corks is it's much easier said than done. It was crazy. It's
talk to me about this. Why is it so difficult?
Man, because that right there, if I'm not mistaken, that might be a macro cork. And a macro is a mix between mixed between the tree bark and some plastic. You can have a cork that's 100% tree bark, but you can have a cork that's 100% plastic. Mine is like right in the middle, because if you get too much of the other, it can do stuff to the juice. It's a long story, but I had to get educated in corks. It was crazy. And then
wow, this is hold on, I feel like Shannon Sharp right now. You know what I mean? I feel like Shannon Sharp. We gotta really get into this, man.
And then not only the corks, you have the shrinks. So then there's the little labels, the little sticker. You have to, because in the heat, and Kentucky's hot, so your product could explode. And you don't want your corks to explode. From bad, from bad wrap. So we have to do that. And then once we have all of the dry, we just mix the dry with the wet, we bottle up. And then next step, we get it to distribution. We call distribution. We go, hey, we got this X amount for you. And and they take it over, and they have to sell it to retail. There's a 3-tier system. So legally, I wholesale to distribution, and then distribution takes it to retail. It is illegal for me to personally do anything with retail. So then once it's in retail, because if you think about it like this, in America as a capitalist country, right? You can actually have a monopoly if you wanted to. If you're this big player and you just go, hey, I make liquor, just put it in the store. You completely cut out the middleman, and you can kind of own the market. So I think what they've done is they've made it fair to where it's, hey, you got to go through a second party to get your product, a middle party to get your product on the market, because if not, it'll be a monopoly. But yeah, it's once I didn't understand it at first, but then once I got into the industry, I was like, oh, I see. Yeah, there kind of has to be some checks and balances with that. I hope I explained it pretty well. But
no, absolutely. And then, well, hold on. But before I do that, you mind if I pour like a little more up? It was kind of good.
Pour up. Yeah.
I'm not good trying to do two things at once. So I'm trying to get me right really quick.
And starting out too, which is dope. Like a lot of times when a lot of people start out, maybe celebrities or entertainers, they put maybe 2-year products or 3-year products in their bottles. And legally, when you put anything under 4 years in your product, you have in your bottle, you have to have an age statement. So it has to say aged a minimum of 3 years, aged a minimum of 2 years legally.
Wow.
So all of my products do not have an age statement. So we're all in the 5-year territory, 4.5, 5 year. And we have barrels currently aging, a whole bunch of them. So eventually you'll see some 8-year, 10-year products from Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon. We have a 12 and a 13-year product on the market. I had to outsource that.
So how did you learn how to get the resources to make a bottle? So right, you talked about the cork, we have the glass itself, we have the printing itself.
Right.
Is this part of, like, did your team help you get all, obviously you probably work with a couple different, or in touch with a couple different manufacturing places. I don't know if this is all consolidated in one place, but like, how do you go about that process?
So that process is, I have some good partners that help me behind the scenes and they
sorry.
Yeah.
Forgot about the 126. My bad. My bad.
No, you're good. So I got partners that specialize in stuff like that. So they kind of go, hey, check these guys out. These guys have this. They make this kind of glass. So these guys do this kind of stuff. So they'll put me in touch with like 4 or 5 different manufacturers, and then I'm calling them out. And then from there is just unit economics. And starting out, I wanted to have skin. I'm a big skin in the game person, right? Like, so I put up, my capital. And at first, the unit economics, yeah, this is me. I have to stand by it. Mm-hmm. So what we did was, we ordered our first shipment, and the unit economics was tough. I mean, you're paying almost $2.40 for per glass bottle, which is crazy. But if you can order 100,000 glass bottles, you can probably pay $1.37. So that's a big difference. Same thing goes with corks. Like, you're paying 29 cents per, but if you order 100,000, then you're paying 16 cents. And so
right.
Like that's what I had to figure out. But my partners do a really good job with helping me in that department. And then as far as the glass, I wanted to keep a steady look on the brand. So as you can see with this guy, the shoulders are straight. We had to kind of change the glass because COVID happened and a lot of things shut down. So this shoulder is a little bit going down, but it's still the same aesthetic, but it's 2 different shoulders on some of the glass products. That's how I could tell if you got a pre-COVID product or a post-COVID product.
So this boy was made in the pandemic.
Yeah, it's a pandemic baby.
It's a pandemic baby because the shoulders are slumped. He's like, damn, the world shut down now. But when it's upright, you know what I'm saying? When it's upright, it's like we made this outside the we were outside with this one.
We were outside the pandemic. Yeah, we were outside of it. But it's cool. But it's dope though, man. Like some of the people that really look and they're like, oh damn, you changed the glass. I'm like, yeah, we had to, man. The manufacturer shut down during the COVID, so we had to go get some new ones.
Yeah, man. So right now, for those listening to this podcast, right now it's in November 6, 2023, and you are expected to take you're expected to expand online starting this month. Can you talk about your expansion process going forward and what we can expect?
Man, so we're going online. That was the next step. We're about a year ahead of schedule, honestly, and going online to open up different markets for us. We already have distribution reaching out. We had distributors from all over the United States. And then we also are working with Italian distribution here and Italy to figure out how we're going to get our product here in Europe.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So everything is going according to plan. We're talking to different platforms, Sealbacks, Reserve Bar, and just going through the process, dog. Like there's all the big boys on those platforms, and we're stepping right in. We're a year ahead of time, and you'll be able to order it. They'll ship it right to your house.
because right now you can only get it in retail, right? You only get it at physical locations. I know I had to get I had to bug Sean to ship me one, but no longer will this be an impediment to a consumer. Yes.
No, we got you.
And and you'll be expanding to Maryland and Virginia, 2024.
Yes. We're going to the DMV, and we're excited to have to be working with our partners. We'll have a sales team on the floor in the DMV area. These guys are really good, and they know their bourbon, and I'm just really excited for the future, and I can't wait till next summer. I get to go out to Maryland and see what the town is talking about. And speaking of athletes in Maryland, I sent some product to, Nolan Smith is from Maryland. That's my guy. Damian Lee, my guy. Quinn Cook, my guy. Malcolm Delaney, he just opened up a store in B More. That's my guy. So we'll definitely be getting some work in.
The DMV, with respect right there. And then part of this expansion program, can you talk about the single barrel program, where people can buy their own custom label barrels? I mean, it apparently it's a single barrel. Not many of those exist. Can you explain this program and what that means?
So, as far as the single barrel goes, every barrel is going to be unique. Every single barrel, right? It's going to be pretty unique. So what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to customize your labels, customize your product, and out of a barrel you might get 240 to 265 bottles, depending on if we cut it down or not, and then depending on the age, it could be less. Maybe 150 bottles. Depends on the years. So what we'll be able to do is, let's say you're getting married. We'll be able to put your Mr. and Mrs. Smith right under here, and we might be able to customize your labels and
that's sick. That's so sick.
And send it to your wedding, or you might just want a new face feature. I'm not open to it yet. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but you have to be a really special person to get your face on the label,
ingrained on a bottle, man.
Yeah.
To have my face sipping the bottle right here. Ooh, I don't know.
You might get you the aesthetic too. You might get you the hat. Get you the collars. You might
you might be able to give me an Abe Lincoln. You might be able to give me the Abe Lincoln.
Get you together. Get you an Abe Lincoln. Get you a Frederick Douglass. We're gonna treat it like Wheaties, man. We're gonna treat it like Wheaties. You gotta be a special
That's
person.
That's a great idea.
That's
actually a great idea. Having your own custom. I mean, shit. Put my order in for that. Last thing, man. You gotta make a tour trip to San Francisco.
You know what?
You get out here and talk a little bourbon.
You know what? My homie is Lil B, the bass guy. So I came out to San Fran probably like once or twice to pull up on him. So yeah, so next trip, I'm gonna definitely hit your line, and we can do some bourbon, and I'll bring some special bottles too. I can bring some special bottles.
Hey, and we got an event space here if you want to, have a meet and greet or a bourbon thing. Yeah.
That's
and
really nice.
And also, I play basketball with. He introduced himself as Brandon at the gym, but I play basketball with Lil B, so he's a good guy.
B's hard. That's my dog. Yeah,
amazing, man. Well, hey, this has been an amazing episode with Russ Smith, Russdiculous, professional basketball player, founder CEO of Mr. and Mrs Bourbon Company. Russ, thank you for the bottle. Thank you for the glass. Thank you for your time. Cheers, brother. Over there in Italy.
Thank you for your time, bro. Appreciate you having me on. This was dope.